KSC 711, Chicago Fire Department.
To firemen and fire buff alike, the voice of the Joker was something to be taught, learned, and paid attention to. The Joker was in use from 1902 through 1996. In its heyday, teamed up with a box response system, which consisted of pre-programmed response cards, a copy of which was kept at each fire station. The Joker constituted a dispatch and control system long before the concept of today's computer-aided dispatch system. This was the heartbeat of the Chicago Fire Department. All communications between the fire alarm offices, the firehouses, and the apparatus, or rigs, were sent over this ingenious, multifunction electrical system. Various additions and modifications were added, but the purpose remained the same, and reliable. Companies were dispatched on various grades of alarms, upgrades were transmitted, and company returns to quarters were part of this system for over 94 years. Communications between firehouses was available, as well as keeping track of what other companies were doing at all times. There were even 4 redundant paths of communications to circumvent failure. Now you see before you a Joker stand in action. Via loudspeaker voice, 2 types of telephones, a sounder and a register, you can go back to yesteryear and watch and listen to how it was. Through the continuing efforts of a dedicated group and many hours of work and donated equipment, we can once again hear a reenactment of the voices from the past. First, you will hear a telephone call to the main fire alarm office with a report of a fire. Notice how the trained operator acknowledges the information by inquiring and repeating the address.
Chicago Fire Department.
There's a house on fire, 2120 North Clifton.
What's burning there?
I don't know, but there's smoke in the basement. It's coming from the basement.
Smoke in the basement of the 2-story at 2120 North Clifton. Anyone in there?
I don't know.
What's the cross street there?
I think it's Dickens.
We are sending a fireman.
Now, a junior or senior fire alarm operator, dispatcher, selects and calls to the available fire companies over a loudspeaker system by selecting the contact keys to those fire stations. The acknowledgement that you hear is back to the office from a phone handset called a one-arm. Notice here again, care is taken to carefully but quickly enunciate and acknowledge the address.
Engine 33 and Truck 10. You have a fire at 2120 North Clifton. 2120 North Clifton.
33's got a fire 2120 Clifton. Truck 10, 2120 North Clifton.
That's right, 33.
Next, the fire alarm office transmits the alarm simultaneously over the department's telegraph system so that everyone is aware of what call activity is going on. This is to ready surrounding companies to be alert to respond on subsequent alarm upgrades for either response or change of quarters to close the void left by the initial responders. The next voice transmission you hear is over a telephone line on the Joker stand called the talker. Only the companies are stilled out on the telegraph. The locations are given by the office on the talker circuit. Sometimes amplifiers were added to the all-talker line.
2120 North Clifton. 2120 North Clifton.
Another round of dispatching goes through selected house loudspeakers to increase the response.
Engine 22, you're the second engine in Squad 10.
22 in the squad, 2120 Clifton.
That's right, 22 in the squad. SS1, taking engine 33 still.
SS1 is following on Clifton office.
Okay, SS1, you have it.
This is followed up by the telegraph sounder for company numbers, and then by the announcement on the talker.
33 following engine 33.
After a small time lapse for the fire companies to respond, the first unit on the scene reports by radio to the office. They give location and an assessment of the situation with radio acknowledgments by the office.
Engine 33 on the scene on Clifton. We got a fire facing southbound.
Okay, Engine 33, you're there with fire.
The battalion chief is now on location, makes a judgmental assessment, and decides to order the next class alarm, known as a still-in-box alarm.
Battalion 3 to Maine.
Maine to Battalion 3.
Battalion 3 in Clifton, we got a fire. We got a two-story, 26 by 60. She's through the roof. Give me a box.
A device on the Joker stand, known as a register, begins to sound out 4 complete rounds of the closest box number to the fire. This was pre-selected by the office at the time of the initial dispatch. Notice that besides the bell ringing out the number sequence, a paper tape is being printed with each blow of the operator's master key. Also note that the first 2 rounds come over one circuit known as the Joker line, while the second 2 rounds come over a circuit called the alarm line. This is part of a redundant fail-safe system. The transmission on the register is followed by a twice-repeated announcement on all the fire department's radio frequencies.
A still-in-box alarm 2120 North Clifton. A still-in-box alarm 2120 North Clifton. ASC 711.
The following several voice transmissions are over the main fire alarm office's radio frequency. The office is inquiring as to whether the next higher class chief officer, a division marshal, is available. Upon affirmation, he too is sent to the fire to take charge.
Division 3, are you responding?
Division 3, responding from Larrabee and Division.
Division 3, okay, you're going.
Meanwhile, the on-the-scene battalion chief is requesting, via radio, a second or 211 alarm for additional response. Again, the register pounds this out with both bells and tape in an organized sequence. This is followed by a radio announcement on all channels.
Battalion 3 to Maine.
Maine to Battalion 3.
Battalion 3, we got a fire on all floors going through the roof. We got an emergency here. Give me a 211.
Okay, a 211 alarm by order of Battalion 3. A 211 alarm at 2120 North Clifton by order of Battalion 3. A 211 alarm at 2120 North Clifton by order of Battalion 3. ASC 711.
The pulling of a 211 fire also brings in a second deputy chief fire marshal, 219, to assume command. The deputy gives the office a progress report.
219 to Maine. 219 is taken in the 211.
Okay, 219, you're taking in the 211.
219 and into 211.
Your message received, 219.
Finally, with the fire under control, the deputy, 219, orders a strikeout to be sent on the telegraph sounder and then on the radio channels. Another job well done.
219 to Maine.
Maine to 219.
Progress report. The fire is under control. All companies are working. We'll be here quite a while on this. 219 to Maine.
Maine to 219.
Right up. Well, up.
Your message received, 219. Will strike out the 211 and your order. The 211 alarm at 2120 North Clifton has been struck out by order of 219. The 211 alarm at 2120 North Clifton has been struck out by 219. KSC 711, Chicago Fire Department.
This is the fire alarm office located on the 6th floor of City Hall, Chicago. This is the nerve center of the fire safety of 4 million people. Last year, 75,000 calls were handled right here. A call is received, the company nearest is alerted by telegraph, and help is on the way, and fast. From the time the alarm box is pulled and the trucks roll on the street, only an average of 14 seconds have elapsed.
713 Averly. Thank you. A fire. 713 Averly.
713 Averly. Okay. Hello, engine 40. Engine 40, a fire, 713 Averly.
No, disregard that one. Disregard. Just have the ambulance taken.
Something's going to 6110 Western.
Why do you call the fire? 71 is your fire. 6110 Northwestern. 6110 North on Western. 71 to the pin. What's the problem?
6110 Northwestern.
Regardless of how you call us here. I gotta go now. Truck 47 to the pin, now 6110 Northwestern. 6110 North on Western for truck 47.
Truck 47 is going to 5110. 6110 Western. What is there for office?
For the pin.
Lieutenant, 6110 Western, truck 47.
Squad 2.
Squad 2 is responding to their pin in for 110 at 5110 Northwestern Avenue.
Alright, let's make it 61. 6110.
6110.
Hello, 69. 69, you got a fire in a basement at 4039 North Kedvale.
4039 North Kedvale, fire basement engine 69.
4039 Killville, fire in the basement. For engine 69.
That's right, 69.